Hi everyone, welcome to Python Introduction, a practical course on Python basics. You are in chapter 2.3, Python data types, strings. What is a string? A string in Python is simply a sequence of characters surrounded by single, double, or triple quotes. Here are some examples how we use the strings using quotes. You can use double quotes, single quotes, and triple quotes for a bunch of lines. Since a string is a sequence of characters, each character has an index. Go from left, index start with a 0, or we also have a negative index start from the end. Also, we can slice the string for the subsequence using some syntax. So for example, you're given a text string Python, it's Python. If you look at the index for each character, then P would be 0, Y would be 1, and so on, and becomes 5. We also have a negative index for each character, which starts from the end and negative 1. So M becomes negative 1, O becomes negative 2, and goes on, and P becomes negative 6. So if you want to index and slice the string Python, which is stored in the variable text here, in this case, the breadth of text of index 0 would be P here, and negative 1 would be N, which is the one character at the end. And you can also slice the text 1 and stop at 4. So the last one here, index, is not included. So 1 to 3. So 1 to 3 here is YTH, so output would be YTH. You can also do concatenation and repetition. In this example, let's say you're given a string hello in the first, word in last, and then you can basically combine strings using plus here and put a space in between, which is the space string. And you can also repeat the string using the star sign. So ha star 3 would be ha ha ha. There are a lot of useful methods how to treat the string. Lower, upper, title, strip, replace, find, count, and other things. You don't need to memorize everything at once, but you just know they exist, and you just know what they're available. You can always look them up when you think you need. Let me just explain this one. For example, if you want to use method find, you want to find the substring in the string. For example, you want to find the P letter in Apple, then it'll return the index of first occurrence. So Apple index would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first P would be here. In the second one, the index would be 1. So it returns the first index of the first occurrence. And for example, this one, the split, it returns splitting strings into list by spaces. So let's say the given string is A space B space C. And if you want to split it, the default is split it by space, right? You can put actually other things, split by others, but this in this example. And then it returns a list separated by the space. So A, B, C would be each item. We didn't learn the list yet, which we'll learn in the next chapters. So these are the useful methods you can when you need to handle the string data type. There are many ways to format strings, but the most recommended one is using the F string. So let's say you're given a name and age variable less than 25. You can print it as we learned, just putting different parts separated by comma, and the space will be inserted between items. In the other way, using the F string, you can directly insert the variable inside your string without using plus, or like this. is use a parentheses and put the variable in it. And in this way, you don't need to worry about having extra space or so. This is a great way to print formatting. Sometimes you need special characters in a string. Then we need to use the backslash to include them. For example, \n is, you're going to write a next strings in no line. \tab is having tab after between string. And you want to include the quotes inside a string. And then you need to use the backslash for quotes. So you can use them in the string. So for example, here, it is a sunny day, which is a string. But if you want to put the quote here in the string, then you need to put the backslash. Similar to that, you need to put the backslash when you want to use the double quotes. And if you put the \n, then the next string, starting from the next string, it'll be printed in the next line here, hello world. And if you put the \t, then it inserts the tab when replacing this \t in printing. By far, we've learned the string data type. Here are some exercise examples you can try based on what you've learned in this chapter. Thank you for joining this chapter. In the next chapter, we're going to learn the different data format, data structure, list, dictionary, tuples. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next chapter.